What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I am coming at you guys today. Ooh, sorry, the lanyard on my phone was in the way. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next information from deck building set crossover breakers, and we got some new gadgets and friends to play with. From the Malice archetype. And this is the last of the three archetypes that will be introduced in the crossover breaker set. So now we're just going to get nothing but any additional cards, reprints, and anything they're going to add to bump up the support for those three particular archetypes. So in the last two videos, I did videos for the Raziel, and I did one for the I am going to pronounce their names so incorrectly. But the Apodracosis. There we go. The Apodracosis archetype. Now we're here with Malice. And it is weird that Malice's name is spelt with the very not A card or name. But the reason why it's depicted like that is because of the fact that this archetype is going to be focusing on remembrance of Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, an archetype based off of Alice in Wonderland. And their archetypal gimmick is basically cyberse monsters that are focusing on links. Yeah. Which, to be fair, I've seen many of Link archetypes throughout the Yu-Gi-Oh series since 2017 when Links were introduced. There have always been a lot of up and downs for Link archetypes. Especially when the deck building sets. I honestly, there's not too many that have done well. There's some that have, and there's some that haven't. We all remember the Do-Re-Mi chord, which I think I called to Descend chord in the TCG, and how really there was nothing that benefited from them. They didn't even like become a good relevance in meta. They were just there, which sucks. So looking at the archetype overall, I have to say this is going to be something really cool. Well, actually, I haven't even looked at any of the cards since the well, I looked at a few of the cards, but I didn't read the text and everything. So we're going to take a look at them today. So hold on one second, because I want to make sure that everything is lined up. Because for some reason, when I record, because I'm using a new setup for my recordings, hasn't been too precious. But, so yeah, the depiction of things here says, "Do you mind? Do you know I'm mad?" said Alice. You must be," says the cat, or you wouldn't have come here. Which I guess is another reference to, of course, the Alice in Wonderland, and even some of the depictions of things themselves. So the first monster up is Malice Pawn White Rabbit. She is a level 3 dark attribute cyberse monster with 1200 attack, 300 defense. You only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn each. If this card is normal, if this card is normal or special summon, you can set one Malice trap card from your deck with a different name than the cards in your graveyard. The second effect is you may take no damage from battle involving a Malice Link monster that points to this card. If this card becomes banished, you can pay 300 of your life points to special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck except Link monsters. The monster that this monster card resembles the White Rabbit, who was depicted in the Alice in Wonderland movies, trying to tell time because he didn't want to be late to the events that were going to proceed later on. Then we have Malice Pawn Cheshire Cat. Level 3 dark attribute cyberse monster with 1500 attack, 300 defense. You only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn each. During the main phase, you can banish one Malice card from your hand, and if you do, draw 2 cards. Monsters destroyed by a Malice Link monster that points to this card are banished instead of going to the graveyard. If this card becomes banished, you can pay 300 life points to special summon it, but you cannot summon monsters from your extra deck, except for Link monsters. This monster is supposed to be based off of Cheshire Cat, the cat that was depicted in Alice in Wonderland that warned her about the things to come. Next is Malice Pawn Malice. This is a level 3 Dark Attribute Cyberse monster with 900 attack, 300 defense. And just like the others, you only use this first and third effect of this card's name once per turn. The first effect is during the main phase, you can manage one Malice monster from your deck. Also, Malice monsters you control gain 600 attack for the rest of this turn. The second effect is Malice Link monsters that point to this card cannot be destroyed by card effect. If this card becomes vanished, you can pay 300 life points to summon it. And then, of course, you can access some monsters from your deck for the rest of the turn, except for a Link monster. Then we move on to Malice Queen, Red Ransom. Level Link 3 Dark Attribute Cyberse monster with 2300 attack. She points left, right, and bottom. She requires 2 or more monsters, including a Malice monster. Her effects read, you can only use the first and third effect of this card's name once per turn. If this card is such a summon, you can add one Malice spell from your deck to your hand. The original attack and defense of all effect monsters your opponent controls are swapped while this card points to a monster. If this card becomes banished, you can pay 900 of your life points to special summon it. Then you can banish one Cyberse monster from your deck. The Malice Queen Red Ransom is based off of course, the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland. Then we have the next monster, which is Malice Queen Hearts of Corruptor. She is a Link 3 Dark Attribute Cyberse type monster with 2500 attack. She points bottom, bottom right, and bottom left. Requires 3+ monsters, including a Malice monster. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name once per turn each. Quick effect. You can target one of your banished Malice cards and shuffle it into deck. If you do, banish one card on the field. This effect and activation cannot be negated if this card points to a monster. The second effect is if this monster becomes banished, you can pay 900 life points to such 70, and if you do, double its original attack. This monster is also an upgrade to Malice Queen of Ransom, and most likely an enhanced version of Alice of the Queen of Hearts herself. So actually, if I'm not mistaken, then this Malice Queen Ransom may not actually be her. Take a look at it. No, it might still be the Queen. It might be the Queen. Maybe it's just an upgraded variant of the Queen in terms of design. The next card up is Malice, the Underground Field Spell. You can activate one card with this card's name once per turn. When this card resolves, you can manage one Malice card from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Then, Malice Link monsters you control gain 3k attack, while you have 3 or more Malice trap cards banished with a different name. The third effect is you control any Malice Link monsters. Your opponent's monsters can only target them for attacks. Then we have Malice Code MTP07. It's a normal trap card, and it says you can activate one card with this card's name per turn. You can activate this card the turn it was set by banishing one Malice monster you control. Add one Malice monster from your deck to your hand. If you control a Malice Link monster, you can banish one card on the field. The MPT stands for Mad Tea Party number 7, which is actually a reference to the chapter 7 in the it was the Alice in Wonderland book, with the chapter titled A Mad Tea Party. Then we have Malice Code GWC06. It's also a normal trap card, and it says you can activate this set card by banishing a face-up Malice monster you control. Special summon one Malice monster from your graveyard or banishment. Then, if you control a Malice Link monster, you can gain life points equal to the summoned monster's original attack. NWC stands for Grim Without a Cat, which is a reference to Alice in Wonderland, Chapter 6, the Pig and Pepper chapter. Then we have Malice Code TB11. It's also a normal trap card, and this is you only activate one card with this card's name once per turn. You can activate this card by banishing while it's set, by of course banishing a Malice monster you control. You can summon one Malice monster from your deck, or if your opponent controls 3 or more cards, you can summon one Malice Link monster from your extra deck instead. The summon a monster cannot attack or activate the turns it activates the effect. TB is supposed to be a reference to Twinkling Beginning, with the T, or the three birds. A line from the chapter 11 of Alice's Adventure in Wonderland, Who Stole the Tarts. Was also a reference to some things about Alice in terms of her look. Then for the reprints, we have Dot Scoper, Owlwolf Lineman, Allure Darkness, Signet Backdoor, Dimensional Fissure, and Topologic Zero Boros. So everything in this is going to be focusing on Link monsters and being able to summon with the archetypal gimmick of banishing monsters' names so you treat as other monsters. Oh, sorry, I am very tired. It's been a long day. I just came off of work. But I like this whole lineup of things, and one of the biggest things that they're doing was something that was implemented even back in the earlier states of the modern era when Link monsters came out. Is Link monsters gaining abilities and effects based off of the monsters that they're point to. One of the biggest instances was our boy Deco Talker. Deco Talker was one of the monsters at that time that when it pointed to something, it was able to tribute a monster it pointed to negate the activation of a card and destroy it. It's crazy because you look 7 years later, and here you are with another archetype with some similar motifs. They're all dark attributed monsters. They all focus on Link summoning and have additional effects because of Link monsters having something that they're pointing to. A lot of the cards' effects of banishing and then being able to pay life points to special summon them really just how about with this deck in terms of just growing things. As far as it goes in terms of it, I think each of the cards are definitely amazing in their setup. White Rabbit allowing you to set your Malice trap from your deck to the field with a different name on your graveyard, and then also being able to take no damage. Wow, the card is pointing to this one, which is really cool. And then the whole getting the cards back or banishment stuff, not too bad. You have Pawn Cheshire, which allows you to draw 2 cards by simply banishing the Malice card from your hand. Then you're able to then, Darrow Malice and its ability. Like I said, it's a lot of the goods and names to it. I definitely am loving the Queens because one is basically Mickey Mouse outfit. I think the other one does the removal and stuff as well. Which seems to be a key between the trap cards themselves and their abilities, where they, just trample over things. And you, honestly, looking at it, the archetype itself will be fine. I think it's going to definitely be stable. I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. Not just because of the whimsical, cute, waifu potential, but I think honestly because Links have such a good setup to themselves. We've seen a lot of previous Link decks do extremely well. We've seen even a lot of Link decks right now do extremely well. So I think honestly the Malice and just looking at all of the cards, yeah, you're going to be fine. Excuse me, if you play Malice. Because there's nothing here but tons of banish, negate, special summon, banish, negate, banish, special summon, banish, draw. So there's a lot of things incorporating the banish. One thing that I think this deck does need, and maybe it's just my teeth, some extenders. Stuff like Kage Kage, what is that other one? Backup, Soldier, Citrate, and stuff like that. Yeah. Excuse me. They'll definitely be fine. They can play a lot of advantage to things, send things off to make other things, and just be careful with the lineup of things. You'll be fine. Honestly, this is a really good deck. And the setup for it is really cool, and I love how they're including even the ability to banish stuff and then bring stuff back, while also having just 15,000 things, just setting up, negate here, attack here, setup here, all that. So, that's pretty much my final thoughts, right? I do apologize, because normally I don't do any of the shining, but like I said, I have had a long day. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself rested. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think of the Malice archetype. Are you excited for a different tale and twist on the beloved story known as Alice in Wonderland? Because I am. It looks really sick. And I cannot wait for this. It's going to be really, really fun. So I'm going to leave a link to this in the description box below. If you guys have any, questions stuff, you're more than free to ask in the comments as well. Thank you guys so much for watching, because I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, as it helps me out tremendously. Hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content to the channel. My social media links are in the description box below. And with that said and done, thanks everyone for watching. HPJ signing out. Take care.